Hi guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Real Talk with Andyson Ogugua. Today I'll be talking sports and football to be specific. I know a lot of guys out there will be excited about this. Well, I'll be talking about the recent transfer window that just closed at the end of January. Now in football, we know that there are two transfer windows, one in the summer and of course the January transfer window. Now talking about the January transfer window, I'll be looking at the eye-catching transfers for African players, for Nigerian players, and of course the world at large. Now looking at the Nigerian players, four names come to my mind. At fourth place is Obi Nansofo, a player who started his European journey in Italy playing for Chievo. He played over 80 games, scoring 20 goals. He went on to sign for Inter Milan and then went on loan to Malaga, played one season for West Ham, and signed on to Lokomotiv Moscow in the Russian Premier League. He played in Moscow. He didn't have a very good time, always plagued with injury, and when he was fit, he did not make the starting lineup all the time. He didn't play a lot of games, did not score a lot of goals. He had a torrid time in Russia and now has decided to go back to Italy. And incidentally, going back to the club where he started off, Chievo, he says he feels like a newborn baby. He cannot wait to get onto the pitch and help Chievo to maintain their top Serie A status. So exciting times for Obi Nansofo there, and it's hoping that he will get regular games in order to cement his selection as we look forward to the preparations for the 2014 showpiece in Brazil. Another player we have to look at is Joseph Yobo, the captain of the national team. He's played 95 times for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Well, since the Africa Cup of Nations, he has not received an invite from the national coach, Stephen Keshi. And he says there's no problem, there's no rift between him and the coach, which the coach has also come out to confirm. And the coach has also stated that the players like Osaze Odewengi, Chinedu Obasi, Joseph Yobo still have a chance to be recalled to the national team. So it is hoping that with the recent move to Norwich City in the Barclays Premier League, that Joseph Yobo will get back to his playing best and of course put himself at the door for a recall to the national team as we look forward to Brazil 2014. Well, Joseph Yobo have not had it good this season so far at Fenerbahce before he made the loan move to Norwich City. At the beginning of the season, he played a game in the continental football and also played one league game, but after then he got injured, and since his return from injury he has not been able to fight his way back to the starting lineup. No wonder he decided to make a move from the Turkish Giants, and let's hope that this time around he can get regular games and be able to put himself in the reckoning for a return to the national team. We want to see you, Skipper. And also another player I'll be talking about is somebody who's much loved in Nigeria, Peter Osaze Odewenge. He's one player who have been very scarce from the national team, I think since the game against Rwanda in Kigali. I think that was in 2012. He has not played for the national team, but he says that he's open for a recall back to the Super Eagles. Well, Osaze Odewenge at the end of last season moved on to Cardiff for £2.9 million after a very difficult last 6 months at West Brom. He moved over to Cardiff City under their former coach Mick McKinley, and of course under the former coach he was able to score 2 goals, one in the cup competition and of course in the league as well. He played sparingly, did not start a lot of games, came on as a substitute, but with the sacking of the coach and the introduction of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he has been deemed to be surplus to requirement and has decided to pitch tent at Stoke City. And now what has been done is that there's a swap deal that was initiated between Stoke and Cardiff. So Kenwyne Jones, who used to be a Stoke player, moved over to Cardiff, and Osaze Odewenge moved over to Stoke City. And so far under Mark Hughes, he has been able to play 2 games. So it's hoping that with this kind of performances, Osaze Odewengi will get back to the reckoning for a recall to the national team of Nigeria. Now, our top player for the transfer window this January has to be Andyson Ogugua. Andyson used to play for Sporting Braga up until the January transfer window, when he surprisingly shocked everyone and moved to Millionaire Club Monaco. The Principality club just snapped him off the arms of the Portuguese club, who have played in the Champions League a couple of times. Now, Andyson started the season not very brightly, but got off to playing games regularly, and his intention was clear. He really wanted to make a move because his contract was coming to an end at this end of this season, and did not want to extend his contract. So moving to Monaco is a great move and a great achievement for the young left back. However, he has come in as cover for their regular left back, and so far has played one game in the French League Cup. So we are hoping to see Andyson play more games when he will be informed. Of course, that will help him to be informed as we look forward to the World Cup. And definitely, Andyson has cemented his place as the regular left back in the Super Eagles fold. So we're hoping that he will continue to play games for Monaco as they chase to win the title for the first time since their promotion to the French League One. Well, looking at some top African transfers, 3 players catch my eye. And I'm talking about Edel Tabrat, who is the Moroccan international, and he calls himself the Moroccan Balotelli. Well, it remains to be seen, because he's a player that has shown so much potential, but in many cases have been very stubborn, has been accused for having a negative attitude, lazy in training, and been inconsistent with his form. But when he's on form and on song, he is a player to watch. He's a danger man with a lot of skills and a lot of shooting ability. He has moved on loan to AC Milan and says it is a dream move for him. Another player that we have to talk about is, of course, Michael Essien. Michael Essien, the holding midfielder who used to play for Chelsea, and after having a difficult time getting regular games for Chelsea, he moved on a season loan to Real Madrid under Jose Mourinho last season. And upon Jose Mourinho signing for Chelsea for the second coming, and he decided to bring back Michael Essien, but Michael Essien, surprisingly, was left out of the Champions League squad and has sparingly played in the Barclays Premier League, but he played regularly in cup games, especially the Capital One Cup and, of course, the FA Cup, and even captain Chelsea sometimes. But it depends. It just happened that he could not Jose Mourinho could not guarantee him regular games in the Barclays Premier League, and having been recalled to the Ghanaian national team and a national team, the Black Stars, that is laden with top midfielders who play in his position, it is only fair that he gets regular games in order for him to cement his position in the midfield of the Black Stars of Ghana. So he has decided to pack his bags and move to the Milan Giants, AC Milan, where he'll be playing with his fellow Ghanaian Sule Muntari. So we're hoping that Michael Essien can get regular games at AC Milan under their new coach, Clarence Seedorf. And of course, that would help him to be informed as Ghana prepares to take on the likes of USA, Portugal, and of course Germany in their group at the World Cup. Now, talking about Africa's top player, it has to be Egyptian 21-year-old attacker who is Mohamed Ben Salah. Ben Salah has scored about 3 to 4 goals against Chelsea, and it was not surprise that Jose Mourinho decided to snap him up amid all the transfer speculations of him moving to either Liverpool, Tottenham, but under their nose, Chelsea just snapped up the 21-year-old Egyptian. Now, the dilemma for Ben Salah is that he's going to be up against top players at Basel, where he used to play in Switzerland. He was a top striker there, played freely. But with Chelsea, where they traditionally, Jose Mourinho likes to play just one man up front, it becomes difficult when he has to contend against the likes of Samuel Eto'o, Fernando Torres, Dembaba, and of course, if he wants to play on the flanks, because he could play on those positions as well, he has to contend with the likes of the informed Eden Hazard and of course Willian, the Brazilian. So it's going to be very difficult, and it's going to be a very slow process for Ben Salah to get into a regular place for Chelsea, but it's a good move for the 21-year-old, and it's about 15 million according to the transfer rumors. Now, talking about the top 3 transfers in European football, of course, Dimitar Berbatov moving from Fulham to Monaco on loan. You have to mention as well Nemanja Matic, the young midfielder, 25-year-old, who moved from Benfica, having played for Chelsea before in his young age, in his young days, and he returned back to Chelsea for £21 million. And the top transfer in Europe, of course, has to be Juan Mata, who moved from Chelsea to Manchester United for over 37 million. Now, this is all I have to talk about the transfer windows for this January transfer. Now, guys, just before I go, let me give you some information about some health tips if you intend to go on a weight loss program, on a diet program, or you want to go on a muscle building program. Now, it's very important to understand, before you build a house, you have to establish a solid foundation. So it happens for everything that you do in life. Now, with fitness, it is very important also for you to understand your body type. A lot of people just go onto the gym without understanding their body type, and then they take supplements, or they begin to worry, why is this diet not working? Why am I not losing weight? Why am I not gaining muscle? Well, brother, you need to know your body type first. Sister, you need to understand as well your body type. Now, there are 3 general body types. You have ectomorph, you have mesomorph, and then you have endomorph. Now, talking about the ectomorph. Now, the ectomorph are those guys who have very thin physique. They don't have very broad shoulders. They have lean muscle. They have very thin body. Their body mass, their muscle mass are very thin. They lose weight very quickly, and they find it very difficult to put on muscle. They don't gain weight easily, so it's very easy for you to identify someone who is an ectomorph. They do have flat chest, flat stomach, they look very lanky and very skinny, and of course, they find it difficult to gain weight. They have a very fast metabolism. So for an ectomorph, it is very important that if you want to put on some muscle and to gain some weight, it is very important that you eat a huge amount of foods that contain a lot of calories. So you need to put on a lot of calories, and you need to avoid doing too much of cardio when you go to the gym. Maybe cardio once in a week or twice in a week when you go to the gym. You need to focus more on those big muscle training groups, compound muscle exercises like doing squats and doing chest, those muscles that would help you to build and gain muscle. And you need to see if you can get the right supplement. I'm not recommending supplements out there, but if you can find the supplement that can help you gain muscle mass, it is also very important. And try to eat a lot of calories before you go to bed. If not, your muscle begin to catabolize during the night. So it is very important, if you're an ectomorph, to put on a lot of muscle and do weight training exercises, and your rest period should be a bit longer. Not too much of cardio, focus more on weight training exercises. Now, for the mesomorph are best for bodybuilding. Now, I am a mesomorph, and mesomorph naturally have an athletic build. They have big muscles, big bones, and they look very physically fit and physically strong. And they do have a rectangular shaped body, and they are very exact in terms of the kind of exercises they need to be doing. Now, if you're a mesomorph, you need to focus more on weight training exercises and, of course, cardio exercises. Now, the mesomorph also have the tendency to put on a lot of weight, so you need to watch that. You can put on a lot of weight. The same way you can put on a lot of weight, you can also lose a lot of weight. So it is very important, if you're a mesomorph, to watch your calorie intake, because that could make you add in a lot of weight. Then it becomes extra work to lose that weight. Now, for a mesomorph, the kind of exercises you must focus on is to do a lot of cardio exercises, little rest intervals, and you do a lot of muscle building training exercises. So for a mesomorph, you need to focus on that and do all of that. You gain muscle easily, and of course you can lose those fats as well easily once you do the right cardio exercises and eat the right diet to burn those calories. Now, the last muscle group, the last body group, I beg your pardon, is the endomorphs. The endomorphs are rounded, strong, and they have generally very soft body. And most of the time, the muscle on the endomorphs are contained. A lot of fat are contained in those big muscles. And now, some of the traits of the endomorphs are that they have big arms, big thighs, big upper legs, and of course, big calves. And for them, they have a lot of strength when it comes to building their leg exercises. They tend to be very active when they are doing those leg exercises and the calf exercises because they build them very well, especially squats and also especially the calf raises. So when you are an endomorph, what you should watch out for is that you would gain weight very quickly and find it very difficult to lose that weight. So it is very important for you to watch your calorie intake, your food intake, watch out your carbohydrate intake, especially at night. You should not indulge in eating heavy carbohydrates that will be very difficult to digest and break down during your sleep. So you should watch out because you tend to gain weight very quick and lose them very slowly, because you find that these endomorphs, they are not very tall, they are kind of like short guys, but they are very muscular and very big. But most of those muscles are generally fat. So you need to watch out on all of those if you are an endomorph. A lot of things to consider as well. When you go and do weight training, you should indulge in a lot of cardio exercises, very little rest periods, and you should focus on those compound muscles that you need to build, like your chest, like your thighs, like your calf muscles. Those will help you as well to burn fat, especially if you're doing quick rotations and if you're doing back-to-back exercises. So guys, remember, you are either an ectomorph, a mesomorph, or an endomorph. There are also some of those unique guys who have also a combination of two body types. So you could be an ectomorph mesomorph, or a mesomorph endomorph. So you find those guys who are in between, but you need to watch on all of that. You need to understand how your body works, how your body responds to diet programs, how your body responds to fitness and weight training programs. Then you'll be able to understand how you look. Look at yourself in the mirror. Just look at these little traits and characteristics that I've explained here, and you'll be able to know whether you're a mesomorph, endomorph, or ectomorph, and that will help you and guide you to know how to do the right diet program and the right muscle gaining program. Well guys, this is where I come to the end of another exciting episode of Real Talk with me, Andyson Ogugua. Remember, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course you can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter ident is at Andyson Smith, and I'm also on Instagram at I am Andyson. Well guys, remember, as you go out there today, walk more, drink more water, stay healthy. Now, let's cut out the fighting. Let's love on each other. Let us unite. Come on, guys out there. Let us stop the hating. Love, peace, and happiness for me is bye for now.